Right. It's 7:05. So I'm gonna get started. So first of all, welcome. Yeah, it's my first live. I'm a little freaked out, so we're gonna start this with an affirmation. So I follow Zaylee Barclay. She is a camera confidence coach, and she has these camera confidence cards that have been really helpful. So we're gonna start there. It's Brave on Video camera confidence cards. So I have one for today. We're gonna read this to y'all real quick because first live, like official live. I visualize success before each presentation recording, reinforcing my belief in my ability to communicate effectively. So, hello, I am Rosalind, and I'm just so glad that you can stop by and hang out with me for the next 10 minutes or so. I am the founder and creator of Tethered Hearts Collective, and I just wanted to take some time to tell you who we are, why we are, and as I get used to just kind of showing my face, being live, and getting this community started up and going. Yes, so what do we do? First of all, Tethered Hearts Collective is something that is near and dear to my heart, and it's been a vision that has been with me for a number of years. We're 1 year old now. We recently now have 100 followers, and I'm not hopeful, in the next year we are going to be more intentional in putting out content and making sure that we are consistently putting out content to build that following and to make a great impact on youth, our demographic, who we are trying to work with. So again, what do? We guide future pathfinders in navigating the complexities of adulthood through shared stories, through practical and accessible resources, and community support. You're gonna see me look off a little bit because I have my notes here. I am nervous, and so notes are my godsend. It's gonna keep me on task and keep this video the 10 to 15 minutes that it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 10, but I'm thinking this is gonna go 15. As a native New Yorker, I tend to talk a little fast, and I'm realizing for camera presence. Hi, Marquis. welcome. Thanks for coming. I'm trying to just slow down, get a little more comfortable with being live. So, hey, Marquis. So I'll repeat. So I'm going into who we are, who Tethered Hearts Collective, who we are, and what we do. So again, I guide future pathfinders in navigating the complexities of adulthood. And I do that through shared stories, practical and accessible resources, and community support. By leveraging my research, personal experiences of me and those around me, so I will be bringing folks in to talk and to share their experiences, and networking, I foster self-awareness, confidence, and the ability to build a fulfilling and independent life. I want this to be a space where love, shared stories, and practical, accessible resources come together to empower youth as they navigate adulthood. So that is what our purpose is. We exist because I had a deep realization as I grew up that many young people feel untethered. They feel disconnected from guidance, resources, and supportive community. And I definitely was one of those youth. And as I grew and kind of researched and kind of navigated life myself, I realized as I looked around, 2 other people were having similar issues. Specifically, we are focusing on youth ages 10 to 21, but again, these are resources that are going to be free and open and available to anyone and everyone, because adulting is hard. Adulting is the ghetto. So, and as much as you think people seem to be knowing what they're doing, they don't. But there is definitely a gap between those who have kind of more resources and support and folks that are helping them and those who don't. And I'm hoping to bridge that is what the hope and what the impact is to be. I've done it on my own just with the information I have. I'm a person that if I know it, you know it too. I'm sharing it. This is how you navigate this. This is what I figured out. This is the research I did, what you got. So yes, that is our purpose. Hey Mandy, so glad you could make it, you could join. Again, just talking about who and what Tethered Hearts Collective is. So yeah, as I grew up, I just realized we were kind of falling into the same issues over and over again. And I'm like, wouldn't it be great if we just had a roadmap and more assistance and more help to kind of help us navigate through it? Yes. Thank you, Marquis. So yeah, the imagery is that it's so easy to just be and feel disconnected, that you're just kind of alone in this system, navigating on your own. And sometimes you just kind of feel that way, and there's folks around you, but there are youth out there that, whether it's through foster care, being in that system, aging out of it, and so kind of being thrust into adulthood earlier than they need it to be or they should be, without the support and information on how to adult. It's just suddenly, you're in one system and snap, bye. And there's no bridge, there's no help. Even when your parents are present, sometimes they're in survival mode themselves, and they've had to kind of figure out life themselves. So their focus is just to make sure that you are eating, that you are alive. Are you going to school? And we all know that there's more to adulting than just that. There's ins and outs. There's secrets and information and definitions and things that I know personally. As I grew frustrated, because I would say, 10 years ago, having that knowledge would have been great. I could have prepared for it. I could have understood and went down this path or did that. And while I am not regretful or upset about the path that I've taken, I see where some things could have been changed and made where it could have been better off. So why not help folks who really need it? So what do we offer at Tethered Hearts Collective? We focus on three main pillars, which is support, shared stories, and knowledge and / resources. So for support, we're building a safe and loving community with everyone so that everyone can feel like they belong. Shared stories is hearing others' experiences, can be really healing and empowering. So we want to share relatable stories to remind you that they're not alone on their journey. So we will have some interviews and just folks sharing how they've figured it out. And by figured it out, I mean that situation, because none of us have figured any of this out. Again, as much as you think and you see, and as we see each other feeling like we figured it out, we have conversations like, girl, no, I'm winging it. We're all winging it. The last one is knowledge and resources. So we focus on practical tools like how to manage your finances, personal development, including goal setting and self-improvement resources, housing. How do you rent an apartment? What information should you know to protect yourself when dealing with your landlord? And this is preventative and when you get into any issues. And also legal, knowing your rights and how to protect yourself. I have a background in landlord-tenant law. So I will be sharing information on that too, and where to get those resources at. Because if you are in a place like Chicago, you are going to be dealing with your ward. Other places it's going to be your county. So I will be dropping knowledge on kind of wherever you live at, how to figure and navigate that out so that you have the information and also just wherever you are and where you live at, how to find those resources that you need. See, Marquis says the pressure you just released. Yes, we're all winging it. And you, by the way, are doing fan-freaking-tastic. So keep up the great work, Marquis. And keep inspiring us, all of your friends and family. We're definitely inspired by you. And that's the other thing. Community is so very important. And I will be talking about that as well. It's, I've gone through feeling like I didn't have that, even with I'm the youngest of 5 siblings, and I'll get into that a little bit more too. And, there was nothing but love surrounded by me, but you just felt on your own, and you feel like other people know what they're doing, or that you're just kind of, the imagery of Tethered Hearts Collective is that you're floating in outer space and you are just alone. Everything seems so far away and so distant, and you have that just feeling of weightlessness, but not in a way that is soothing at all. The thing is that astronauts, when they're out there and they're working on their ships, they're tethered to the mothership. So however they feel that they might float away and not be seen again, they have at least a tether tying them back. And so when you're here, you are connected. And that is the purpose and the impact that Tethered Hearts Collective is working towards. So, more about me. I said I have 5 siblings. I'm kind of going to read through this as to my connection and my why, and why this vision has existed for me to create this and put myself out there like this, because if I had the choice, no, I wouldn't. I'm a very much behind the scenes person. I'll tell you how to do it. I'll send you the information. I will guide you all the way. But being front and center like this is very different. And so again, I will be pushing myself. I'll be on live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So find me, join me, follow, all of that good stuff. But I'm the youngest of 5 siblings. And while I learned a lot about what to do and not to do, from them, I've always been a trailblazer in my own way. But as a first generation of many things, I had no real roadmap for navigating the world, especially adulthood. These are my 5 siblings. As a kid, I used to always do this. Everyone's 2 years apart. When you get to me, we're 5 years apart. So thanks, Marquis. So we're 5 years apart. So while, they were into some stuff that I was just like, I don't even know what's happening. Mom was working, just trying to make sure that we were good. And she was navigating her own, journey of adulthood as well, which, at my age and as I was coming up, I didn't understand. I just knew, okay, I was a latchkey kid. I had the key around my neck. I sent myself to school. I came home. So again, while they were there to teach me what to do and not to do, there was so much in the world that was just new to all of us. And I knew for me that us growing up in survival mode, I had just a deep desire to break the cycle of struggle. And I wanted to just create opportunities, not just for me, but also for my family. And so I learned to read early, again, thanks to my sister. Everything she learned, she taught me. We played school, any of the books that she had. So anyway, love learning. So I learned to read early, and I was inspired by the wisdom of my grandfather, the way that he grew up and the time that he grew up. He told me that knowledge is something that no one can take away from you. And he had so much on a daily basis that was taken away from him. And so him passing that down to me, I will never forget that moment. And I was probably like 6 or 7 when he told me this. And the passion and the way that he told me, because he was the youngest of 13. And at a certain point, he had to be pulled from school and go to work to help the family. And so he really wished that he had a way to have knowledge, because without it, he dealt with a lot of issues, especially racial and hierarchical and the whole 9. So definitely inspired by what he told me as well. And education became my guiding light, a path that I could trust, to help me navigate life's challenges. And as I watched my family and friends navigate their journeys, I saw how deep the potholes of life could be and how so quickly and so easily it could just derail you. And I also watched as others would fall into those same potholes. I use a lot of imagery, so get used to that. So the journey of life is a road, and the potholes that we are falling into, I watched other people fall into them, and with the support and resources and different things, however deep as hell, they were being pulled out and just kind of continuing on their merry way. And meanwhile, I watched others where their whole lives changed. I watched others where the smallest bump just blew everything apart. I saw that happen with us, where we went through a period where it was just like, we doing ramen noodles again, and we're just like, hey, syrup sandwiches, rolled up, the whole nine. So we were a house of love, and we had a good time, but it was hard. Again, survival mode. And yeah, many of these pitfalls could have been avoided, again, with the right support, access to information, and a strong network. And that's where my passion comes from. This community, Tethered Hearts community, is going to be a resource bank, a starting point, geared towards youth ages 10 to 20. Again, I do see it being helpful for everyone, though. And so anyone and everyone is welcomed. But I want this to be a starting point where people can find the information that they need so that we're avoiding falling into these potholes and derailing. We all deserve to, and these youth deserve to have a fighting chance, to feel supported, and have a place that they can trust, and a place of love. So as I, again, work on this and work on putting myself out there, yeah, I'm excited. I am nervous, but we're doing it because this is something that obviously I'm very passionate about and has been put on my mind. I want to bridge the gap for those who don't have the luxury of guidance. And I want to leverage my experiences, my love of learning, and the wisdom and the stories of the folks that I've seen and I know and that I'm connected with. There's so many jobs out there that we need to be aware of that pay, get this money, I want to put it out there. I want to make sure that information is available. And so, yeah, my personal journey has taught me the value of resilience, curiosity, and shared wisdom. And I'm committed to using that, these lessons to uplift, empower the next generation. And so the way that you can help is that if you can just, in the comments, let me know what's one life skill you wish you'd learned earlier. I know for me in my journey, I've said, like, I've looked back at one point and been like, man, if I knew when I had that job to save X amount, I would have been, just the things that are naturally taught when you have support, when you are not living in survival mode. I felt some type of way about it. I was frustrated and I had to forgive myself about it, which is wild. The fact that I had to forgive myself. Right, Marquis, budgeting, just so many things out there that I'm going to put up there. And And I'm only investing a little bit and I'm seeing dividends. Like this, I could have been popping this off a long time ago. A little $5 here, $10 there. This stuff is doable. So yeah, let me know what's one life skill that you wish you'd learned earlier so I can get some content, some information. I'm connected with a financial coach, project management extraordinaires, like these men and women, Black men and women, women and men of color that will be represented and being able to drop some knowledge as to what they've done. So you're not just going to hear my opinion or my way of doing it. I really want to cultivate and help you guys learn how to process and figure out what works well for you and have options and information. So Marky, keep it coming. Keep it coming. I love this. So again, to wrap up, Tethered Hearts Collective exists because no one should feel like they're navigating life alone. We're here to make sure that the youth have the tools and support and stories that they need to thrive. And so if this resonates with you, give us a follow. You can find us at Tethered Hearts Collective. And follow us for more updates and how to see how we're growing this community. I want to say thank you so much for spending time with me today. Together we can create a world where every young person feels that they are tethered to a community that cares. And to my future Pathfinders, know that when you're here, you're connected. And so thank you guys so much. This is my first live. I was so nervous about it. But we did it, Joe. So tune in next Tuesday. I will post what the topic will be on now that we've covered the basic of who and what Tethered Hearts Collective is. Next week, 7 p.m. Tuesday, we are going to cover a topic that is helpful. So see you guys soon. Thank you guys for rolling up. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Marquis. I will see you guys next Tuesday. All right. Bye. And now I'm doing that Gen Z thing where I'm trying to figure out how to get off alive. Bye. Ah! I think I lost the live.